All right, so here's the deal. This week kicks off something new. We're calling it Biohack the Typical Life, and we just want to explain our why.
We are a typical middle-class family trying to make better decisions, not later when we're sick, just now. My dad recently was diagnosed with dementia.
And then 2 weeks later, my mom got an Alzheimer's diagnosis.
And that shook us, those two things close together. And my son, who is 13, Declan, has a diagnosis of ADHD, and he wants to go off, or wanted to go off his medicine. And we just had to talk about brain impulsivity and making good choices. And we were all watching Quarterback, the first season with Kirk Cousins. And it was a perfect segue because he had the little cap on, the swimmer's cap on, all the neuron or the feedback loops, which we didn't really know at the time. And he was using it to stay calm under pressure and to sharpen his focus. And I was like, oh my gosh, Jeff, we could use this for Declan for baseball and maybe for school so he can go off his medicine because that's what he wants to do.
It's true. And then her brother sent us a podcast for Joe Rogan with Gary Brecka on the show. And suddenly we're having this whole new kind of conversation about food and inflammation and brain fog and what we're eating and what it's doing to us. So, I mean, we knew this stuff, but hearing it that way and seeing the science, I think it hit different. So we started connecting the dots with brain mapping and lab work, podcasts and apps, and it became this rabbit hole we just wanted to go down.
And we are not perfect. We are not extreme. We still eat ice cream. But we are getting curious about a lot of different things, and we would like to take you down the rabbit hole with us. Like Jeff mentioned before, we heard about food and how it affects our brains, but what actually happens if you take data, if you look at your brain before and after. So a podcast from Gary Brecka, it's actually my brother. We're taking a deeper dive into neurofeedback, food, labs, and the choices we make every day.
So hit follow and join the ride. I mean, it's real family, it's real data, and it's real life.
So, and it's going to be an adventure.
Yeah, so join us.